There we go. There we go. Okay, you guys, I've had a crazy day. Crazy, sort of crazy, sort of crazy. Um, I've got a lot done, but I still have a lot to do. So, with that being said, on Bible study this morning, we're in. Before I open in prayer, I'm going to say this. We're in the book Come and See. It's the book of John, and I learned from Jamie Cruz Varenios, and I just want to give you this tip and this hope right now before we open up in prayer. Jamie Cruz Varenios always told us if we're having an issue and we're frustrated with somebody, and people that are around me all the time hear me say this. When you're frustrated, things aren't going your way, somebody's making you mad, something's going on. She always told us to check our heart. Check our heart. Check our heart first before we get mad and take it out on somebody else. Or if we want to change somebody, check us first, always. And so today in my Bible study, um, well, I read it the other day, but in Come and See, an invitation to know and trust Jesus more than ever before. We're doing the book of John. And so let me tell you something funny. So I was behind last week in Bible study. I hadn't read my week, and it's a day by day read, day by day, 5 days. And I hadn't read it, and I didn't study there. I heard the girls talking about reading the book of John, and I hadn't done it, hadn't done any of that. So I jumped on the other day, Saturday, and I thought, I'm going to get caught up. So I started reading the book of John first, because the first thing on the very first page, hold on. Day 1, week 1, that you may believe. And what it says as, hold on a minute. Where did it say? Well, where did I see that? Maybe it was in the preface. Uh, it said, I don't know where it said it, but it said to read the book of John. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to read the whole book of John? There's 21 chapters. I'll never get it done before Tuesday, right? And so, it was in the day 1. You read the day 1 and you go to the questions in the back. There's questions. And it says, after reading the entire book of John, what keywords and themes stand out to you? And I'm going, after reading, I follow the rules. I always follow the rules. After reading the entire book of John, I'm going like, oh my gosh, I'll never make it. I'll never get through the whole book of John. And so I read the first 4 chapters of John. Read every verse, the first 4 chapters of John. And then I came to my book and I looked at it, and it's John 1, for John 1. I looked to the next page, John 1. The next week, John 1. And I'm going like, I don't have to read the whole thing right now. I freaked myself out. So have you ever done that? Just saying. I made more out of it than what it should have been, because we're going to read the whole book of John through the Bible study. But in this one part on week 2, day 3. Now, we all know, this is a little Bible lesson. We all know that, hi, everybody. Yeah, hi, Paul. We probably all have heard about when during the Passover, the Jews would take their pilgrimages to Jerusalem, worship and offer sacrifice. It's a time to remember that God had delivered them, blah, blah, blah. Do you remember that at the temple and the outer courts, the Gentiles had transformed it into a mercantile where they were selling and they're doing all the things, selling the cows, everything to be sacrificed, and all of the things. Now, I've heard that 1,000,001 times. The temple court was bustling and busy with trade. Merchants and money changers had set up shop in the midst of the temple. What I didn't know is that um, this next verse. This next verse, it says, now I'm sure you guys all know, they all set up in the outer court. And what I didn't know from Bible study today, one of our girls, told Cindy, said that outer court where they set up the trade was for the Gentiles. The inner court was for the other ones, the ones, was the inner ones. So the Gentiles had to go to the outer court, right? But they set up the trade in the outer court. And I didn't know this next sentence. They were selling animals for the sacrifice and changing currency for offerings. Jesus does not rebuke them here for the selling of the animals or exchanging the money. These things were in fact necessary for those traveling from afar. Animals would need to be purchased and currency would need to be exchanged. But God sees the heart. It is important that we focus on the heart issues that Jesus was seeking to address. Jesus was looking past the surface level, concerned with a deeper problem. And the people had turned the holy temple into a place of spiritual consumerism. Many thought that they were doing the right thing by coming to worship, but they had made it all about themselves. And so what we talked about today, and we all have goals. What we talked about in Bible study today was our goals. Are we making it all about ourselves, or are we turning it over to God and letting him do his thing? Turn it over to God. Always check your heart. Make sure you're going in the right direction. That's what I'm going to say. I always say it all the time. Check your heart, check your heart, check your heart. If we get frustrated sometimes, we get mad at people, check your heart. It may not be them. Maybe that's just how they are. Maybe it's you. You need to repent and ask God to fix your heart. But nevertheless, I just found that was kind of, we always in life. And if you were on Linda Tupin last week, then you heard the life lessons that we learned in Mary Kay. You heard all those life lessons. And Paula was on the red last night, the red call. I tried to get on, but I had another Zoom I had to do. But let me open up in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for us coming together and be the technology and all the ways that we can get together without physically getting together. However, physically getting together would be awesome. There's nothing like being together in person. I just pray that everyone just put a hedge of protection around everyone, put healing, abundance, and all the things that need to be done. You know what they need, Lord. You know where they need it, what they need, and when they need what they need. So I just pray for you. Just put your hand on them, guide them, shape them, give them the power to do whatever it is you want them to do. And please, Lord, if they need their heart checked, have them check their heart. And you come into their heart and tell them what you want. I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, anybody got anything they want to crow about? Paula, you got something you want to talk about? The red? The red? Can you talk about the red?
I have to go to another room.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I could not jump on the red event for Red Jackets last night. And I know that there was 3 people that came on and trained. And I briefly caught the first one for just a few seconds before I had to jump on and do another Zoom. So it was, I was it
There
good?
was one gal on there, a very new consultant, and I can't remember what her name was, but I think she was the last gal, and I think she just debuted as a director in January, I think. And she was just inspiring, just because, she's working, she's a mom, she takes all her kids, she does what she needs to do, and she was just basically telling you, be easy on yourself. If you need to write stuff down because you can't remember everything that you need to do, she goes, I can't get through my day without writing the stuff down that I need to do in my business, with my Mary Kay business. She goes, I have to set reminders to call people back because I'll forget because I'm so busy running around. But she was like, busy women make things happen. And it just stuck with me. Like I was so excited. I was so motivated after that call. I was getting all my stuff together. All day today at work, I was just excited. It just, that one really stayed with me, the last one. I can't remember what her name is though, but
No, I'll
yeah.
have to watch the playback. Oh, because we just got it. Because it is unlisted. So Janice picks the people that she wants to watch their playback. And I also, let me just tell you this. The class last night with Georgia is unlisted. I went in there and posted I'll post a YouTube link in our Facebook group so you can watch it. I'm not sure if you guys can watch it. It was on Georgia's group, her customer group. But I was helping her with the Zoom. And so therefore, we learned some stuff on doing it that way, but I logged into her Zoom, but was streaming into her Facebook group. But anyway, she got the YouTube link and I posted it in her group so you can watch it. It's unlisted. It's listed as unlisted, and the red thing is unlisted. And you have to get the link personally. Like we have to give you the link in order for you to watch it. You can't search on Facebook for it or YouTube for it. And how Curtis, when you're doing YouTubes, now I learned a lesson today. This is how Curtis said it, because I always just make everything public because there's really nothing. But however, I just did a money class with Dropbox, and I may have to edit it. I may have to edit it, and how to actually set up your expense sheet and how I keep track of my money. I don't have, as soon as I can create a personal expense link, because the one that I had from Leah is no longer available. So she must have took it down, but I'll have to somehow create a personal link, personal expense link, and you can come in. It's okay. But that training that I just did and recorded is unlisted. So I actually have to post the link. I'm going to rewatch it to make sure it's very short. It's like, I don't know, less than 10 minutes, but it's how you can set up how to keep track of your money. Now you can use an Excel spreadsheet. You can take what I've trained on in that short video and set something up similar for yourself to do that. And I have it recorded and I have the Dropbox links in there. But I don't think if you don't have Dropbox, you cannot use the links. Because I pay for Dropbox, but you might be able to create an Excel spreadsheet and use it that way. I don't know. Or Google Sheet. There's ways around things. So, but I'm going to go through and make sure it's okay, but it is unlisted. So it's not out to anybody public. And like Curtis said today, when you do a YouTube video, all of his are unlisted. He hands the link out. It's like back in the day, we had phone numbers, and some people had their phone number not listed in the phone book, right? So the YouTube link being unlisted is just like the phone book. You hand it out to whoever you want, and if they want to pass it on to somebody else, they can pass it on. However, if somebody comes in to search YouTube for that particular link, like the women's wellness from last night, they won't be able to find it because it's unlisted. But if we pass out the link, they'll be able to watch it. Does that make sense? So anybody doing YouTube links, just telling you. So, but anyway, I thought that last night with Dr. Sundemeyer was really good. And I've been talking about it, homeopathic stuff for years. Since I was with Jamie Cruz Varenios, I had switched over from synthetic hormones to bioidentical hormones. And that was in 2015. So I've been on bioidenticals for a long time. And you wouldn't believe the change in your body and your skin and your mental stability and all of the things. You wouldn't believe the change when you get dialed in with the right hormones and the right supplements for you. It's a total game changer, mentally, physically, and everything else. So I talk about it all the time. You got to take care. This is the deal. I told Karen this. You have to take care of you to be the best you can be before you can pour into anybody else or take care of anybody else. If you are not 100%, 99%, whatever, but not 50%, if you are not up there, you cannot take care of anybody else. You can't be happy. You can't be joyous. You can't want to do things. Your energy level's down. I mean, it's just how it is. You have to take care of you. You have to dial you in for the best you that you can be. You got to fill your own cup and take care of yourself physically, mentally, and all of the things, spiritually, all of it, in order to be able to pour out into other people. Because we are in a people business. If you did not know, we are in a people business, and we give off light, we give off love, we give off Jesus, and when we radiate that in a positive way, then people will be attracted to you and not want to stay away from you. They'll be attracted like a magnet. They'll attract to you because they want what you have. And you'll have more confidence, and it's just amazing what it does. So anyway, okay, so let's have a count. Anybody sell anything? I gotta say, Sunday I did a face, and I did a face, and I had an order, and it was a $255 day. So I'm excited about that. That was on Sunday. Yeah, I had somebody come on Sunday. Now today, did I have one? No, I just had a $40 reorder. Yay! I can't believe my hand's up. Yeah, yay me. But anybody else have sales? Anybody else got sales? Anything you want to shout about? Anything good happening? Anybody do anything good? Talk to anybody? I might have another group home that I'm going to be doing. I went and made a delivery yesterday, and to one of my consultants. She's moving to Tennessee, and so one of her customers was trying to get a hold of her, and she was busy packing and getting ready to move, and they got a hold of me. So actually, I went and delivered, and then the group home that she's at, I'm trying to connect to be able to go there and do stuff there, and it's close to here, so it's good. So I might have another group home to be able to pour into people. So that'll be good. Anybody else got anything else? Yeah, I am busy. I got a lot of stuff. Okay, before we jump on, I got to tell you what I did today. Now, you guys, this is how much confidence I want you to have. When you have a national sales director and you're in a class, like I'm in a master class, and you have a national sales director, send a message in your group. Let me pull up exactly what she said. I had to think about it for a moment, look at my calendar, and then I responded. She said, hold on, let me find it. That was before that. Dang, was it in the, it was in, hold on. Maybe it was in the Anaheim. The Anaheim. I'm so excited. Career conference is coming. Hold on. Man. Could have swore it was in the other one. She posted that she might have taken the post down, but I don't think so. No, it's from our masterclass. See, when I'm in a masterclass, I get two sessions, Zoom sessions with Janice. Had no idea. I mean, I saw it when we signed up, but I wasn't thinking it in I wasn't thinking about it. Okay, here it is. She said, hello, masterclass directors. I'm scheduling 15-minute opportunities to connect with you to help you with your own personal goals Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 12 noon Pacific until 3 Pacific time. Let me know if you want to schedule something so we can connect this week. This way I can get to know you a bit better and understand what your specific needs are. So I read that and I thought, now she's a national. right? She's way up here. And I really haven't been trained too much by her, except for this last 6 months or so. And because I went to fall advance, or yeah, fall retreat. And I thought about it. It was Sunday afternoon. I thought about it and I thought about it. And she says, reach out to me separately if you want to schedule something this week. And I looked at it and I thought about it. I'm going like, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. So by Sunday, that was at 4 in the afternoon, 4:30. By Sunday night at 9:47, I messaged her back, says, what 15-minute spots are available on Tuesday and Wednesday? I had to look at my calendar. I had to process it first. Do you ever have to do that? Process something before you jump in? I had to process it. I'm going like, okay, what the heck? Is all she can do is say, girl, you need to get off the chair and get to work, worst case scenario. And so I got scheduled in for today because I could not do Wednesday and I can't do Thursday. So today was the day. So she scheduled me in. So I got in for my 15-minute appointment. And so I never really met with her one-on-one before. And she wanted to know, well, what do I need to help you with? What do you need? What areas? And so I don't know about you, but I took notes, 1 page of notes. I just like jotted down the highlights of what I needed to do. One thing she told me, make sure I go to the mixer at the chamber once a month. Now, I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I signed up for it. Well, mixer once a month. She told me to search pop-ups at Kern County on Facebook, and she actually went on there and searched in Kern County, the pop-up vendor events. She goes, get on there and get to some events. She said, change your, with all these bridal leads that we did, I have bridal campaigns that go out. I don't text them. She texts her people individually. I don't do that individually off my phone, all these bridal leads, because she wanted to know my stats. The people that Paula, the people that we saw in person, we had 15 each, but there was 207 on the list. She said, why did the whole 207 not come to your booth? And I went, because it was really busy and it was packed and there was things going on everywhere. So we grabbed the people we could grab. She goes, did you get all the vendor booths that were there and touch base with all of them? I said, some of them we did. Karen did some, I did some, but some of them we did. So she drilled me a little bit, you know what I mean? Just to make me a little bit better. So you have to be able to take a little bit in order to improve in what you're trying to do, because my goals are huge. And so in order to improve, to hit that goal, you have to be drilled a little bit. So she said, for me to make a banner for my new consultants, all of the new consultants that have came in, make a banner for them, send them the link with the Facebook or with the lookbook, make a banner for them, have them post it out to people with the banner, with the picture, and so they can know, so people will know that they're in business. And I've got to work on my new consultant orientation, redo my video, and get that dialed in. She said it's like, I got it because I have one, but she said it needs to be tightened up, the bolts are loose. And she also said in Paula, in the text that we send out for those bridal leads, we have we have it set to where they get a pampering session and a $20 gift card. She goes, no, that's not what I taught you. What you need to do is say, the company they're getting $50 skincare credit from the company when they have 3 or more friends with them at their session. So I critiqued all of my campaigns. Let me see if I can even pull it up here. And I'll tell you what I went through. I took the time to change my campaigns up. And so this is just tips for you guys. When you work with somebody that's doing, she had 10 offspring directors that she met at vendor pop-up events. 10 offspring directors when she went to, and she hits a lot. She's getting ready to travel from the Netherlands to Europe, back and forth doing pop-up events for 14 days. Now, can you imagine? So I changed my campaigns up to say, congratulations, Susie. It's Valerie with Mary Kay. You came by our booth at the Bridal Expo and you will receive a $50 skincare credit from the company and a pampering package for you and 3 or more of your friends. And, you know, would you prefer text or call? You know, so I changed the words up. I went through and changed all my text messages, my campaigns, changed all the words up to say something similar to that. And so it took time to do it, but I did it. And so I have to search the pop-ups. I got one person I reached out to for a new pop-up on March 7th at Stramler Park. So I messaged her back. And then the new consultants are going to get, when they get Great Star qualified, they of course are going to get extra bonus products to get when they get Great Star qualified. So, but when I messaged her back, I told her what part I had done, and she said, "Good, great job," because she said, "Perfect, great job." So I've got part of it in the works, but at least this is the deal. When you learn something, the whole point behind this is when you learn something, do you sit back and think about it before you take action, or do you take action? When you're learning from somebody like her, or somebody is where you want to be, you take notes. Rather, it's just, I just read highlights and I put little stars by the things that I needed to do. And you have to take action. You have to move forward. So like in the red, I haven't listened to the red yet, but if she told you, you do this, don't listen to it and then not do anything. Take action. When you take action, it will work. Take action. You have to move forward, one step forward, one step forward. You have to take action. So I'm going to work on the new consultant's video and tighten that new consultant thing up. I'm going to work on some other stuff. The rest of the pictures that I didn't get done today, I'll work on those. But I followed up with her so I can be accountable. So you need to be accountable with somebody. You need to be accountable, whether it's another consultant or somebody else. You need to be accountable. Reach out, post it on Facebook so you're accountable of what you're doing. How many faces are you doing? If you want to make money, see, I'm in this to make money and to bless people. But like Linda says, if you're not making enough to make your mortgage payment, something's wrong. Because you heard her say how much they were making for their parties. You heard her say how much they had, those people, those ladies in the snowstorm in January, what they made for their parties. So you can make that much too. You just need to tweak something, to change something up, check your heart, pray a lot, and let God work through you to get it done. You might have to change. And the closing sheet I did, the gal that came Monday or Sunday, she wanted the microdermabrasion set, the microdermabrasion. She was going to get a $20 gift card. Okay, so that just flew out the window now. Now I'm all changed. I mean, this list that I have now is actually that's what was texted out to them, was a $20 gift card and pampering session. But I'm going to try to turn those in. I'm going to create another text to go out to all these people and let them know that they could have $50 skincare credit from the company with them and 3 of their friends. So anyway, she wanted the microdermabrasion set. So I flipped over my closing sheet and I said, well, you know, you have specials. So if I was thinking 3 of the spa bar things and she could get 1/2 off. But she says, I said, well, here's a skincare set that you tried, and then you can get your microdermabrasion for half price. She goes, oh, I tried that set. I said, yeah, you did. She goes, oh, well, I want that set and the microdermabrasion half price. So I just upselled. So have your set sheet. I like the set sheet I use because it's simple. You know why? Because you're selling skincare. The only makeup on there is CC cream. And there's a reason. Because I want people on skincare. That's where you make your money. These 3 cheek colors I just sold tonight, I don't make a whole lot. They're $14 a piece. You know what I mean? So skincare is where you make the money. You get people on skincare and then follow up with them. Follow up with them. Like I have a text scheduled to go out tomorrow to check on her skin to see how it's working for her. I was going to send it out today and I thought, no, it's too soon. So I'm going to follow up tomorrow and check on her skin and see how it's doing. I want to make sure it's working. She's a bride. She's getting married in not this weekend, the weekend after, the 28th. I want to make sure her face is like down to what she needs. She can't be looking all funky and broke out and allergic or anything like that. She has to be down. Her face has to be down to where it needs to be. So anybody got any questions on that? No, I can't tell if anybody's on Facebook though.
I have a lady next door for me. She was looking about the skincare. She's Spanish speaking only, so she was telling me today that she's looking into some skincare, but she can't afford it. And I told her that well, because she's from Salvador, so she said
Oh,
she used to
yeah.
sell some other kind of cosmetic skincare in El Salvador, and I couldn't understand make out how she was pronouncing it. So I gave her one of the skincare. I showed her the book, I should say, and I was going through it with her, and she said that she's going to look into it because she's needing for like the sunspots, I believe, and I guess she's getting like burnt spots in the certain areas of her forehead. So I asked her, to look through it, and then tomorrow I can get with her again. And she said she's more than happy, but she would like for me to uh, go through the steps with her. So I told her tomorrow I would go next door and show her because she doesn't understand English or speak English.
Right,
So it's a
right, right,
little different. And I gave her a sample of the skincare, so we can go
right.
through it tomorrow. So I told her I'd give her like a little skincare class tomorrow, practice with her. So,
Well,
and
you know what,
she's
that counts. That counts towards your facials.
yes, yes, and
Yeah.
she's gonna have some friends from her church. She's gonna pass out my cards, and they're interested in some skincare as well.
Good.
Yep.
So tell me about her skin. She's got sunspots and she's got some sunburn. Does she not wear sunscreen?
She was telling me she would just buy over the counter because she's very poor. She's working in the fields in the summertime. And so I told her that the Mary Kay that we have is the skincare. We have product for that. And
Right.
she said if I could work with her on giving her a deal. And I said, okay, well, we'll do something. So I kind of want to get your advice. Like, what do you think I should do? Like,
I think you should recruit her and let her get it at a discount and then she could sell to her workers at work
I asked her
and
that
make
and she's not
extra.
ready.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, but for $35, she could start and get a discount on it and pass out the book and get people from work buying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
$35. Okay. I'll
Yeah,
let
it's
her
only
know
35.
again.
Yeah, it's $35
$135.
to start. And then, we can get her some samples to use it, but she can pass out the book and take outside orders.
Oh, okay. I see. I'll
Yeah.
let her know tomorrow and see what she says.
Yeah, because it's only 35. And
Okay.
she could actually start making, and then we could work with her to get her My Shop set up so people can actually go to her website. She needs to make money. And this is a way I mean, that one girl that was homeless that came from, I want to say the Bahamas, came from somewhere down over there that was homeless in Florida. And look at her now. Man, she's a elite executive sales director making bank, man. And she was homeless on the streets. Didn't have no money. Just saying. I'll have to find that story. I'll have to find that story. It was amazing. But yeah, she's making a lot of money right now. She was like number one this last year. So just going from homeless to, working is the thing. It's but she needs to make extra money that she could take outside orders, you know. And I don't speak Spanish or Salvadorian. I don't speak any of that. But I'm sure we have people that can. And she speaks Spanish?
Yes, she speaks Spanish. She
Okay.
understands a little English because her daughter was from United. She's from here. Her daughter, born and raised, so her daughter speaks English to her. So she knows a little and she understands English.
Okay. How old's her daughter?
She's gonna be 18, graduating high school.
Ooh, then there's another one. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So I think if I could get her daughter into it too, maybe we can go that route too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because obviously, I hate to see people struggle. When we have access to being able to make money without even investing in inventory, you can make money, start making money. It's a matter of passing out the books and actually asking people. And if you ask enough people, you're going to get people because there are a lot of people out there that want skin care. They're not going to say anything, but they're looking, they're watching. They want to know what's next. They want to know, um, what skincare they need. They got issues. And so, for her being out in the fields, I totally get it. I think our miracle set would probably be best for her. Uh, but then, because I don't think she would do, she's probably a combination to oily skin, right? Is she? Yeah, she is. So, miracle set would probably be best. But then again, we also have the sunscreen for the body that's SPF 50. And I don't know how it would do on her face, but I know that the thinner one in the miracle set would work good on her face. It's a matter of putting the sunscreen on and not having it too thick when you're outside and you're oily and you're working in the sun. It's you don't want to like just have it melt off your face. You know what I mean? So
Yes. Okay. Like I said, I'll ask her tomorrow, talk to her more. She's in need of a job too right now too.
yeah, she could get orders. She could probably hustle. If she used to sell something in El Salvador, then she could probably sell this.
Well, she sells pupusas right now to
And what's
make ends
that?
meet. It's a Salvadorian like a torta,
Oh,
like a flour tortilla with stuffed meat and cheese, like a tamale for Hispanics.
right, 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 right.
Yes. So she does that and she does some house cleaning, but right now she's just trying to make her ends meet. So I asked her if she was interested in selling Mary Kay because she used to sell some kind of skincare in El Salvador and I didn't understand her again. So I'm sure she'd do well at it. She's very active into her church, so she knows a lot of people. And she has some
Good.
people that bought some Mary Kay in the past.
Well, good. Yay.
Yes.
So that's a
Yes.
step. Okay, so anybody else want to crow about something? That's a good step. That's a good thing for you, Maria, to step out and do that. That's good.
I've
Stepping
been
out
all over the place.
of so what have you what else have you done? I know you're doing all kinds of stuff.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, Um, well, I know I'm sure you've seen, I just got back from a funeral, but before that, I been passing out my cards and I have intentions to go tomorrow to go to some retirement facilities as well and pass them out. And I'm going to go to my nail lady. She says she's going to pass out my cards. So I just been trying to get that and I got my Facebook finally up today.
Good. Yeah, I got the invite. So the retirement homes that you're going to go to, which ones are they? And
That's
I
the
can tell
thing I was
you.
going to ask you. I didn't want to interrupt to yours, but I was thinking of the one off Callaway. Have you gone to that one? I don't
Yeah,
want to.
Brookdale's mine.
Okay, how about Hallmark?
No, don't even know
Uh,
what that is.
it's right here off of Real Road in Maine.
Yeah, no, I haven't gone to that one.
Uh,
And I've got Solstice which
Uh-huh.
is off of Westwold. I've got Ivy Park, which is at the Oaks off of Buena Vista, and I've got Brookdale. Those are the
I
three.
was okay, and there's one over there off of Olive Drive, I believe. It's a
Yeah, and
re
I think Karen, somebody was doing that one, but that girl, I started out doing that one, but she's the activity director is really kind of flaky. I think even Melissa was there once.
okay.
Yes, she's very flaky.
She's
Okay,
very
so
flaky.
I will skip that. And I'm gonna also go to Hall Ambulance to the medical department, medical administration, where they do medical billing. I used to work at Hall Ambulance, but I was an
Did you?
EMT. I was an ambulance driver, so I'm gonna go into that facility where they do the medical billing. And there's a lot of ladies that love makeup in there,
Yeah, that'd be good for you.
skincare.
My niece used to work there a long time ago. Now one of her kids works there. One of,
Okay,
yeah,
okay, that's my plan.
yeah.
Maria.
That you go do that.
Okay, I thank you.
Maria, does your damn lady have a shop or she just does it out of her home?
She does it from her shop.
Okay, because there's these card holder things you can buy off of Amazon, and you can ask her if you can just put like a stack of business cards in a card holder, like on
Okay.
her checkout stand.
Uh-huh.
Or you can talk to them about putting a box in there where people fill out a little form saying that they want a free facial, and some other information too.
Okay.
So that's another idea for you.
Okay. Well, thank you for the advice.
Yeah. So
Not Mary Kay related, but I finally wrapped everything up and turned in the keys today to my
that's
house.
good. No, that's a win. That's a
So
win, Melissa. You've been
now
going, yeah.
now it's just healing mode because I'm getting sick and I'm trying to turn it around before it hits my lungs because I have bronchitis right now. So
Yeah.
I think I just pushed it too hard, too fast, trying to get everything done and out of there, and the house cleaned and everything. So it's been one thing after another. So I'm just trying to rest for a few days and try and get my body to settle down because my immune system's active, which is not a good thing right now.
Right. Yeah.
So
The weather's been crazy. Weather's been crazy. I'm excited for our party this Saturday. We got people tying in. I got one person that's excited to come. That's the only one I have to remind myself to reach out to her. I think I might have scheduled her reminder, but I told her I'd remind her. So it's going to be big. It's going to be fun. And I did tell Janice that I'm trying to do, because she told us in our class that we need to do 2 events a month with our unit, to where it gives you guys an opportunity to bring people. So we got one this month. So we'll have to figure out next month we're going to career conference. So we'll have to figure out something else to do a couple other events. So we can start getting on track and getting back together in person and doing events. That's how you're going to learn. That's how you're going to learn, is by getting in front and watching. So when I do it this Saturday, because I'm going to be the one doing it, you guys are going to be waiting on everybody. You need to listen to me, listen to the words, and you can change it up to your own verbiage. But just listen to what I say when I'm talking to the people and interacting, because the reason why I'm not worried about having 10 guests there for myself, I have my one model and I'm going to use her. And so I can teach you guys. And so I have my one model, and that's all I need there. I don't need 10 people of my own people. Maybe next time, but this time, no. It's because I want you guys to see how I interact as I go around and talk to people. Okay. You have to learn to have the heart of Jesus. You got to learn to interact with people and make them feel important. That's what we do. And you'll see it this Saturday. It's going to be a blast. I know Lois is going to try to come and bring people. And even if she doesn't have any guests, she can come and help. By all means, she can come and help. But it would be good if she had some guests there for herself. But it's all a learning process. We have on the job learning, and it changes. It changes. It's on the job learning. We're always learning, it's always changing up a little bit, new products coming out and whatnot. But you got to know we're on the job training. It's not like cut mold and this is the way it is. I was talking to Karen, the way we used to do it way back in the day, and I talked to Janice, the way we used to do it is a lot different than the way we're doing it now. But some of the ways that Janice has is she wants us to implement some of our old school ways. I'm going like, okay, I'll go back to that. We used to do it that way. And so it is, it's just crazy the way that things are. But Janice is old school and she wants us, and when we're in her class, that's part of our homework is to do it the way she wants us to do it. And so anyway, let's get on. I'm going to do the Boss Babes before let me share the sound. Hold on. I got to push share. Hold on. Okay. Let me enlarge the screen here. Let's watch this.
Hello, beautiful and brilliant Mary Kay consultants. We are so excited you're here. We've already begun. Next half, best half, baby, right? We are already in that final 6 months of our seminar year, and I know you are ready for it, right? It is our theme in our national area this year. My name is National Sales Director Julia Mundy Garner, and I'm so honored to be with you today, to be sharing from my heart and just praying by the power of the Holy Spirit that you receive exactly what you need to take your next consistent several steps of faith towards creating it, because it is time for you to shine. It is time. And I'm so excited to be part of this with you. You know, my first pace setters was taught by one of Rena's first line sales directors, the impeccable and amazing Judy Stats. And we were required to be at her studio in person, dressed professionally, no later than 5 a.m., knowing that most of us would be then heading out to work from there. Can you imagine? Are you so excited that you are on a virtual Boss Babes Pace Setters instead of that? We graduated eventually to an 8 a.m. Saturday morning in-person Pace Setter. And the requirements were just as stringent because you see, for those who choose to move with God, He is never delayed. He is never wondering what he should do next, what you should do next. And that's a higher calling than someone who just wants to play in some Mary Kay, right? So I'm so excited that you and I get to have this conversation about it, because truly, again, it is your time. So as I was thinking about just remembering that pace setters experience. So it was the only one I'd ever known growing up in Mary Kay, and it required a lot of me. I will tell you, I think over all of the years of pace setters that I ever attended, I only graduated from one. I got kicked out from not getting to do my homework and having it turned in on time and having done enough of it. So I hope that you will embrace that IPA sheet that is part of this program, or if your national has one, that tracking, that consistency. Everybody can be tempted to want to put our head in the sand and hope nobody notices. But if you think about the ostrich and how cute she is, when she sticks her head in the sand, y'all, her cute little fluffy butt is still sitting up in the air for everybody to see. So we got to keep that in mind when we try to put our head in the sand. It is time to own it and take ownership of it, knowing our numbers, tracking it. What we know is what? A tracked number grows. Well, I want you to know that I might have been voted the least likely to succeed. I was so resistant in the beginning. I'm so grateful that my sales director was so patient and kind and filled with grace. Deb Miller, mwah, forever and ever, amen. Thank you for loving me and never settling for what I kept telling you was all I was capable of. How blessed and highly favored are we to have leaders who refuse to accept the limitations we seem so committed to sticking to, right? Let it be the season where we free ourselves from those shackles of limitations that no one has placed on us but ourselves, and walk fully into our calling for this season of it. It is time. So I want you to know that when I did sign my Mary Kay Beauty agreement, I asked 2 questions. I said, I just want to make sure I never have to have a party and I never have to have a team member. And the amazing Jay Miller was like, actually, both are true. You never have to do either. What we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and book 8 and hold 5 in your first 2 weeks of those parties. Then we'll never do one again. But it's really important you do that in the beginning so that your confidence muscle is super strong in both the products and your people skills. And I, in my naivete, said, oh, okay. Okay. Well, I want to be confident in the product and I have no confidence in my people skills. So this is a great plan. So I actually booked 9 and held 9. You better believe I became the queen of coaching. If anyone agreed to be my hostess, my coaching of them was, remember all those parties you've ever held that I came to and bought something from? It doesn't matter to me if you're excited about my Mary Kay. The answer is yes. Would Tuesday or Thursday be better for you? I just need a few faces to practice on. So it was not the company's very professional script for us to use, but it got the job done, sugar. My first party was a 0. You're welcome. You can truly start at the bottom. And the great news about it is there's only one place to go, and that's up. From there, though, in the course of that next 2 weeks, I sold over $2,000. Again, proof that it's not where you start, but where you finish. And also the fact that when you have a great attitude, you literally can do everything wrong with the right attitude, like Mary Kay taught us, and it will all work out right if we have that pure heart. So I seemed committed to my no recruiting goal. And I held a facial where I sold almost $500. She bought the entire roll-up bag. And she said to me as I was packing up, we'd gone up to the car together. I'd filled her roll-up bag, given it to her, made sure she understood, remembered, what she was doing first, second, third, etc. And she said, I think I'd like to go ahead and do it. And I said, awesome. Do what? Had not shared the opportunity, of course, with my commitment to having no team members. And she said, I think I want to do what you do. And I go, oh, what I do? Like the Mary Kay thing? And she said, yes. And I go, oh, I don't know about that. Like, if you want to come to the meeting on Monday, it's really far from here. But if you want to come, my director can tell you all about it. And you can make that decision. Y'all, I dropped her like a hot potato. Now, I did make sure she knew where she was going, and she did meet me at the meeting, and she did sign up, and she became a qualified team member. But clearly it was not because I was so fabulous at convincing anyone or even talking about the opportunity. From there, of course, though, Deb Miller said, I know you didn't want any, but you have one, and if you just get 2 more, you'd know what to wear to the meeting every week. You'd have your red jacket, your white blouse, and your black skirt. And I was like, I'm in. If I just don't have to try to decide what skirt or dress I'm going to wear, that will provide so many solutions for me. Y'all, sometimes the reasons we do things aren't the reasons we, quote, should do them, right? Just the next step. But God knows and works with us anyways. Again, thank goodness for grace. Mm-hmm. So I began on a quest of, let me just see if anyone else might want to become a Mary Kay girl. And sure enough, several months later, that did happen. But I want to tell you about something that happened in between because it's so appropriate for our topic today. I attended at that same woman, the amazing Judy Stats, first line to Rena Tarbett herself, a workshop in the back of their home in like a beautiful barn dominium type thing that she had as a training center. And she had brought in several other Tarbett sales directors to teach different classes. So I was proudly in the senior consultant class. And I was sitting on the front row so I'd be sure to pay attention. And I had my notes all ready. And I remember because I was not feeling confident that day. I wasn't sure that I was even supposed to be in this class. My team member had already kind of done some wishy-washy situations. But I was an obedient girl, so I was in the class. Front row. And my teacher, Tarbett Sales Director Kathy Davis, looked me in the eye in front of like 30 other women and said, Julia, it is time for you to become a red jacket, to step into that. And y'all, I burst into tears. I felt so singled out. I'm sure she meant it as an affirmation, but I was mortified. Anybody else, an introvert in our screen time here together that can relate? And I was so, and she's like, oh my gosh, Julia, no, I mean it in the most positive way. And I looked at her, and it was one of the first times that without me pre-thinking about it, it just came out of me. It came out of me. And I said in front of all those women to Kathy, I want it to be true. But how do you know that I'm supposed to be a red jacket? I'm not leading well, myself or my one team member. I can't, there's no evidence that I see that that's the path that I should be taking. But I would love it if that was the truth, that God wanted me to be in that position. And y'all, I'll never forget, she lowered her notebook that she was about to teach from, and she leaned over the podium and she said, that right there is why I know it is time. And she got tears in her eyes. I'm getting emotional just telling you. And she said, it is not for the chosen few. It is for the few who choose. And your heart is crying out to you to choose it. Let's move you up into red this month. And y'all, a peace came over me. I decided I would doubt my own doubts and believe in the belief that others had in me. And I would step at least into that part of my calling. It's interesting because I said we had a flip chart back in the day, and there was a picture of a red Grand Am in it. And I would always say, at every facial or party, I would say, now, this is the first free car you can earn the use of with Mary Kay, and that's one of my goals. I said it for months and months, a couple of years. I said it. No one ever asked me about it. And finally, someone said, well, how do you do that in the middle of a party? And I again said, do what? And they said, earn the use of the free car. And I was like, let me get back to you on that. So it became clear to me that even though my sales director talked about it at every meeting, I had no clue. I was affirming something I didn't even know the information about. It was time for me to become a little more educated about what the career path could offer me. So I had a phone call with the amazing Deb, and she informed me. And so I decided at that moment, sometimes we make these vows to ourselves. And I made a vow that as soon as I recruited my first star consultant, I would know it was time for me to earn the use of a free car. Well, several more months went by. The air conditioner went out in my car. My spouse decided that instead of fixing it, it would be so motivational for me to just earn a free Mary Kay one, which irritated the fire out of me. So I didn't know if really I was working to earn a free car to prove him right or wrong, but I was mad, and that was providing the fuel that I needed, right? And so lo and behold, I did what Rena Tarbett told me to do. I had a date book filled for the day I got home from seminar, as well as that first week that I'd be back. And on that party that I held the day after I returned home, the hostess said to me, I think I want to do it with you. And I said, it, like the Mary Kay thing? And she said, yes. And since I've helped you fill all these orders at your car for my big party, I want to do it like you do it and get product. So what size do you think I should get for my inventory? So we went over, because I was prepared. Be prepared before opportunity knocks, right? We went over the inventory brochure. She came in as a star. That's what she chose. We wrote on pencil and eraser and calculator. We did her order right then. She went and got a money order, handed it to me, and I drove it to distribution. And as I did, I thought, well, I've been saying it. As soon as I recruit a star, I will go on target for my car. And so I called Deb and I said, I know we don't have a whole lot of the month left, but Shelly just came in as a star consultant, so I need to go ahead and get on target for my car this month. I had quick conversations with my other 3, did a couple of parties for 2 of them, recruited another one, and away we went. Y'all, sometimes it really makes a difference what we decide we're going to do once something happens? What have you been waiting for? What did you make an agreement with yourself about that you've been waiting for something to happen instead of just grabbing it by the tails? You know, God says that we have authority over so many things, but I found as women, what we want authority or control over are the things He says for us not to. What if this new year we decided we're going to take authority over it? Meaning all the things He has said we can have authority over: our attitude, our belief, doubting our doubts, spending time in our vision book, in our affirmations, making sure the top 5 people we're hanging around with are the cream of the crop, the best that there is, those that call us out and cause us to rise higher. Are you feeling any fear at this moment? Are you thinking, gosh, Jules, this is a lot. Like, you're speaking to me, but I'm feeling a little anxious. What if you're not feeling fear because you're afraid of doing it? What if that anxiety is simply a sign that God is inviting you higher, deeper into intimacy with Him, higher into a belief level of leading yourself well with Him, so that He can fill you to capacity, perhaps expand your capacity so that you can receive His provision? What if it is all about that? What if it is all about you acknowledging any fear or anxiety and then saying, the Lord God has given me authority over it, fear. And so therefore, I choose to lay you down and pick up that shield of faith, that belt of truth, and take my feet ready and willing to share the good news of this amazing Mary Kay opportunity far and wide to all I know, believing that as I do it, God Himself will provide for me and my needs. What if that was the decision we decided to make at this particular time? I believe it is your time to shine. I believe Mary Kay has been waiting for a leader just like you. So will you accept the challenge? Will you move from just emotionalizing and envisioning to actually speaking out, decreeing and declaring that this is the day the Lord has made? This is the season that He has appointed and anointed me to step into my calling. It is time for me to be the woman He created me to be, so that other women will rise to their full potential as well. I believe you are the women that will do it and bring millions more with you. Godspeed as you chase your God-given vision. Mwah. Love you big.
Ah, well, okay then. What did you think about that? Well said. Yep. Well said. And it's so funny because she's talking about, she told God actually that I'll have a star consultant and then I'll work towards it. Right. So I did the same thing before I went into DIQ. I said, well, I had enough people on my team. I said, well, if we do car production, 1 month of car production, then I'll submit for DIQ. If we do 1 month of car production, I'll submit for DIQ to be a director. And guess what? We did 1 month of car production. And I went, oh, now I got to work. Because I didn't think that God was going to step up and hold up His part. And so, but He did. And so I did. And I did it in 3 months. Working night shift, 11:30 at night to 11:30 in the morning, 6 days a week. Got it done. Was I tired? Yeah, I was tired. Was I talking to everybody? Yeah, I was. Was I all dressed Mary Kay all the time? No. I talked to people on my way home from work when I had my work clothes on. Just as long as I could pass out my card and talk to people. I mean, because my face was always on. However, after work, I had a lot of dirt on me from work, but they saw I worked for Granite. So, but it's the whole thing. I was out speaking to everybody, talking to everybody. And I finished it. So the people that were on my team when I finished my directorship, I'll have to look back and see who it was. I don't even think those people are still on my team. If there are, there might be only like one maybe. I'll have to look back, 1 or 2. So, well, I've been a director a long time. I don't even think there was one. I don't think there's anyone that when I finish my directorship that is still on my team. So, anybody got anything they want to add before we close? Yay, no. I don't know if anybody's on Facebook. I haven't. Okay, so Julia is one of the directors I was listening to on their. She's doing the director Boss Babes on Mondays at 7:30 in the morning. But that's just a rough time for me right now to get on, so I have to listen to the playbacks. But I started doing the homework the first week or two, and then I stopped doing the homework. So, because I stopped listening to her calls, I can listen to the director videos on my own. However, I like the inspiration from her and her people. I like her prayer. I like her heart. I like the aura. I don't want to say the feeling, but what you get out of it, how much peace there is that she has. I like that. So I kind of I kind of like listen in the back, and listen to her. I don't tie into a lot of things that she does, but I do try to listen to her director of her own area because I've got a lot going on. So it's with Janice's stuff, I have just, I'm trying to dial in. Janice asked me again today. She goes, do your people tie in to our Wednesday nights and Thursday nights? And I said, I have a couple of people that do. And she said, well, maybe the rest will start tying in because she's doing it for consultants. She's doing it for consultants. She's not doing it for directors. She's doing it for consultants. And like she said, reminded me to make sure you have guests on there too. And I said, I do. I try to follow up and get guests on there. Do I always have guests on there? No. Do I have guests on there once in a while? Yes. Do I invite? Yes, I do invite. But it's inviting the masses to get the few to show up. And so every Wednesday and every Thursday, those are guest events for you guys to get people on, except for when it's consultant only training like it was last week. But they're guest events for you guys to get people on. So you don't have to physically get in front of people, but they can still learn. They can still learn about the career opportunity and still learn about the products. Like this Wednesday, tomorrow night, Miranda Raines. You guys want to be on? Get people on. It's all about color. Miranda is awesome. I actually had her for my star consultants one time. She actually did a color thing for my stars. I had to pay her to do that. She's not free, by the way. So, but she actually, Janice is paying her to get on there to train you guys about color and the trend right now and all the things. So you need to jump on there tomorrow night at 6 and see if you can get a guest on there. So, and then Thursday night is career opportunity. So I will post the flyers. I'll email it all out. I'll email this playback out as well, along with George's playback from the wellness last night that she did with Dr. Sundemeyer, because it was really good. You guys need to watch it. If you didn't watch it, you need to watch it. It's all about women's health and how important it is. So anybody got anything else they want to add? I'm going to stop the recording.